Okay, Captain. Captain Gaming. No hacking. It's all on equipment. Any equipment barrel that they find is going to be able to have a huge implication, right? If you can get yourself all sorts of things, you can get yourself 6 vases, 6 wings, you name it, it can be there. Oh, and speaking of which, down at the bottom left, Johto finding a primordial cube. All right. So that's going to be interesting. I guess you could use that cube to like pull enemies into the Diablo Strike.
I think that's the best use for it on this loadout for Captain. But they're probably gonna switch it out soon if they get another equipment.
Yeah, that could be interesting. It all depends, like how many equipments we'd see. I think the strategies of certain runs get kind of funny when the items aren't exactly there, right? Seeing what the racers choose to go towards. Right now, I mean, that's one way of dealing with crowds, right? Oh, co-caster, it's cheese. I should probably put that. I'll put that in the title.
There's some pretty good damage items right now.
What do we see? Oh, bleed. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a bleed, sticky bomb, and focus crystal, and a watch.
Okay. That could be good. You can get yourself like a quick speed shoot right on top of whatever the boss could be, if it's like a beetle queen or something. Obviously, just one Diablo is going to kill anything, but you could use that focus crystal. If there's like a rat on you, there's going to be a lot of blind rats. You know, rally points coming up, Aphelions coming up, right? So that's going to be good. A watch on top of that, something you don't want to get rid of. It's another damage item. Oh, sticky bomb. Okay. That could be huge. If there's not like a bunch of crowbars and stuff and you're trying to one-shot Mithrix, sometimes a sticky bomb makes all the difference. Tomato red captain. Yeah, so for the race, we actually have assigned colors for every racer. If you go on the website at HLROR.com and take a look at the H0sting Cup tournament bracket, it should be the top right button. There's actually a loadout card, or a character card, a racer card we call it, for every racer with their color, a few things about them, and all their stats. So go ahead and take a look at that if you find yourself with some free time. But speaking of free time, not so much free time, but freezing time for Gruggy, the first one done with the TP, and gets an ice band. Holy.
Yeah, plus also right before TP he got some gas, so these shouldn't be hurting for damage for a while.
Oh yeah. I mean that's AoE covered right there, right? You've got your single target damage with the ice band. I mean, it's not really going to do much for you right now, given it's double Diablo. Whatever equipment you find, if it's a damage equipment, that could be really good with that. Like a capacitor with an ice band, you can just get back a bunch of times. Could be really cool. But Mithrix, right? Think about all the damage that you could pull off with that if you landed your Diablos. And speaking of Diablos, here in the Wildcard, it's going to be interesting to see which racers know their timings. I remember Gruggy actually had a Diablo captain run a while back and had his timings pretty well down.
Yeah, Gruggy seems to be a pretty strong captain. He knows how to speed shoot, he knows his timings well, so I think this is going to be a really strong race for him, particularly.
Ooh. Something else I noticed, the only racer with pennies, Johto. Now, I'm not sure where those pennies were found. It's been a few items since, and it's pretty far away from the TP, it seems, but that's going to be something huge for Johto and for any other racers that find those pennies, as long as Johto doesn't get knocked off a cliff from his Titan laser, or Golem laser. Oh gee, getting a lot of hits. Finally takes him down. Can we adjust our names to not cover items? Ooh, not right now. But I will do what I can in the future to make that not a problem.
AP rounds over on Gruggy's side. This is a really good stage for damage.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this loadout, there's one thing, as we see the pennies was up on top of the rock.
Yes.
They were missing speed. There's no speed items on here yet. We see, you know, a lot of damage, can pretty much kill anything, right? You got some bleed, so speed shooting is a really good option with that. There's multiple watches, right? There's pennies, you've got AP round, right? Sometimes this is the most damage you find throughout an entire run. But they got it all on stage 1, so they're not really going to have to worry about that, right? AoE's covered, single targets covered. It's all going to be, can they get movement? And can they find a safe pillar skip? First racer's over to stage number 2, JD and Johto. The left side of the screen, both making it over to a Phalian. Spawning in the white corner, they find a tri-shop. Sadly, no hacking. That could have been a double hack right there. Double equipment again. But there's 2 crit glass in there? A sad day to not have a credit card. Oh, you know what else is interesting? JD's like a whole minute behind because of the start delay.
That is true.
So a good point, but JD could find himself getting Prion if it's the fast stage. Personally, I don't know how I feel about that. I think like you could go fast here with all the damage items you already have. JD only has a watch and sticky bomb though. Right, so a little bit less than what we see on some of the others. Right, such as Gruggy with the AP and watch and some other stuff. I'm surprised no one went double watch except for Johto. Because you could have had double AP, or AP double watch and focus. So we see Liam, the last racer, to get to stage 2. I think it would be good to try and just scout out to see if there's any speed items. I see there was a fuel cell.
There is also a Hopu feather printer.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Yeah, JDK just pinged it.
Oh, up top. Oh, I see. Hopu feather, yeah. And there's a crowbar printer. Now you got to be careful. It would kind of suck if you lost your gasoline. I see JD's going into it. You don't want to go too much. I think 2 crowbars, and you one-shot Mithrix. This is an insane run. You have a feather printer and a crowbar printer right next to each other, and a mocha printer. Okay. Oh man. I mean, you don't want to lose the ice band, but if there was just like a scrapper nearby, you gotta take a feather. I would rather have a feather than a band. You don't need that band too much if you can just land your Diablos with the crowbar. Ooh, gambles at 50-50s, loses the fuel cell. Perfect, gets a feather. That's insane value. Has a crowbar, has a feather. But Johto found a scrapper. And whatever white items are found on the stage, there's a mocha printer. So that's going to be mobility. Oh my god. Overloading rat, and that's a death. That's a death up for JD. JD, who just got the feather, was unable to land the shots on the rat. Lost the watch and lost the life. Is now 5 minutes behind and needs to find something in order to speed this up.
There is a scrapper on this stage. It's over on Johto's.
Yeah. It's center forward. Oh, man, we got to get callouts for this. But yeah, that scrapper is going to be huge. Johto already has 4 white scrap. Right, and even with the lucky prints that we saw from JD getting the feather and not losing the gas on that crowbar. Wait, Johto's going for fireworks. Huh. There's an empathy core printer as well. What are these printers?
It's a really good stage for him.
Oh man, yeah, and with all the white items from stage 1, I mean, they were so good. It's kind of tough of like deciding what do you want to give up, right? JD actually in a little bit of trouble here again. No healing, and is trying to land that Diablo to try and finish that off. Does anyone have any healing? Was there a single healing drone that we saw? No. We see a Rose Buckler. We see Infusion. But nothing that's regenerating. And that would have me a little bit scared if I wasn't the most confident with its loadout. Maybe if I was speedrunning and, like, I gotta do what I gotta do. I'd roll with it, but I can get kind of tough. Liam actually finds a power elixir, which could be nice.
It'll definitely help with the watch.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. And there's a mired urn. Okay, so now here's a question. You can think about it this way, but there's an empathy core printer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a mired urn printer, or a mired urn that's from the TP. So you can choose either A, you can hold on to the one healing item, or you can go for cores. Cores is more damage, but urn is gonna save your life, probably. As Gruggy down the bottom right, actually losing his watch, doesn't want to take that +5, is going to try and use this equipment beacon to try and clump up some of the enemies, maybe try and use that gasoline with it. Right, it's trying to think outside the box. Oh, it's actually interesting. Johto maybe was thinking about the fireworks with the beacons, right? Because you can place the beacon, have the equipment beacon, use your equipment, and then just keep spamming that, get a bunch of fireworks out. We see Johto's actually one of the ones who didn't really struggle with the TP as a result. I don't know if that's something you want to hold on to with a Mocha printer on this stage, but well, smart thinking.
Sure.
Have like the
But
gas.
I also don't believe that Johto has seen the Mocha printer just yet.
Yeah. But Johto did see the empathy core printer. Right, it's probably running back for that now. Core is an item that everyone knows can potentially be the difference of a cope run to literally the best thing in the universe. With just one red item. We'll see if maybe some of the racers try and go for that. Maybe JD might go for that. Given the one death in hand already, I think something that the racers probably are also thinking of is you know, throughout the hosting league, they weren't really focused on things like you know, can I try and get first place? My competition is like top 3 players. There's a Milky Chrysalis that JD just found. As Johto went for the empathy core print, and now sees the Mocha print. But these racers, they're up against the bottom 4 of the tournament, right? So the competition's a little bit more on par, a little bit more on their level. Johto, who didn't get the fuel cell, does get the Hopu Feather, and loses Ice Band. Sometimes something you just had to do. Had Johto just gone forward to this island and opened up a couple chests, would have found the field cell. So it's kind of unfortunate, losing out on that damage. But there's wings, and you have equipment beacon. Yeah, there it is. Gruggy finding the wings as well. Gruggy did not die in that situation. When Gruggy was in a little bit of trouble, actually was able to endure. Would you say that is an ingredient required for the so-called greep you always speak of?
100%.
Okay, tell me a little bit about the greep.
Well, so it's Gruggy, okay? My absolute #1 goat. At the start, when he was crashing all the time and we weren't able to fully see it, he was showing that he did have, you know, seemingly very good knowledge about the game. Like, for example, you know, we could see that he could speed shoot. We saw that he had Diablo's timings. But it was always unfortunate because, you know, he was constantly crashing and getting +5s from that. So then the greep, of course, started as we were just saying that his PC was the limiter. And now it's honestly been, like, somewhat shown, because since his PC stopped crashing, he's, I believe, only gotten 2nd place times. So I think in this run, he has a really good, you know, chance of winning it.
Yeah. And I just realized that, you know, not only Gruggy going for the greep, but all 4 racers actually got rid of Meyer Dern. Which I think is interesting. I mean, there's no healing items at all that the racers have. I think on the flip side, empathy cores are an insane item. They pull aggro. Do they get microbots? I forget if they do or not.
I believe they do because they're considered a drone.
They do. Okay.
I could be wrong on that. Though.
Yeah, I'm like 40, 60. I think they don't get them. They should, though. It would be weird if they don't. Where's Johto's wings? Didn't find it. Oh, jeez, that's a problem. Johto does not need wings. He will find enough feathers and, like, make a set of wings with the feathers. As for the extra limbs, who knows where those will come from, but we see Johto's actually going for the clump and pump strat, as I like to say. You just get a bunch of fireworks, use your Prion, and then the gasoline will finish him off. Look at that, down in the bottom left.
Yep.
The Firework Fiend. In an absolute frenzy right now. Already almost took down one of the Dune Striders. Could maybe benefit from just throwing on a Diablo, but wow. That's good DPS. Oh, but at the same time, there we also see Johto feeling the effects of no Myrdern. 131 HP. One hit, and Johto will lose 2 watches. And potentially alive.
Power Elixir.
Oh, yeah.
Watches.
It's not over. Till it's over. Liam actually going for a bunch of crowbars there. As we see,
and there goes the Power Elixir.
Yeah, the elixir goes off, which is good. It's a good thing that was there. Could have been a lot worse. Liam is going like Giga crowbar there. If Liam knows his Diablo timings with 2 AP rounds with a watch, with 4 crowbars, 2 crit, a sticky in there, Mithrix is dead. Speaking of elixirs as well, Gruggy losing his as well. Big yikes. That leaves only one racer with an elixir, and that would be JD, who has no watches. JD actually pretty comfortably going through this TP, though, with a double gasoline. Oh, maybe not so comfy. I spoke too soon. And this is live, so I can't just call it a caster curse, like, say it's not real. That's unfortunate. That it hurts. With another death on the line, though, when there's only 2 loadouts here in the wildcard round for JD, can't afford this. Gets frozen. Might die from bleed, down to 20 health, there's a golem laser. This might be a plus 15. This might be death number 3, as Johto spawns in a wall in Siren's Call. Stage 4, there's an Elder and a Vagrant. Oh boy. Oh my god. Hanging for dear life is JD, and right now, I mean, you couldn't be further away from thinking like, oh man, why did I go for cores? Right, just one healing item, you'd be fine. But this, you better hope that Siren's Call has some spare drone parts, right? Actually gotta do something here. Is this a way to... Oh, that just gets the chat enabled. I'm trying to hide this. Can I hide this giant square? I don't want this square. Oh, god. Okay, no, it doesn't work. I'm sorry. I don't know how they do it. Maybe I have to, like, block the element or something. I'll ask Grace. But here we are with a Gore's Tome. TP's almost... No, it's still got a lot to go for Liam. Johto's zooming. It's that firework tech. Right, we'll see what happens when Johto has to do pillars, but right now, I mean... Look at all those fireworks. With 5 fireworks, I believe that gives 8 plus 16. That's 24 fireworks from that alone. That's huge. And we actually see JD going through a blue portal now. Oh my god, almost got hit by that bison. I guess you do get the eggs on stage 4. Oh, that larva. You see the glacial larva on Johto's screen?
I do.
Okay, keep looking at it for a few seconds. Keep looking. Is it gone? Okay, it died. I guess the cores are doing something there. There was nothing good in the blue portal, by the way. I didn't see what it was, but
I feel as though Johto's going a little bit too fast for lack of
Oh
movement
my
speed any
god,
further
but
still.
it might be okay to slow down a little bit for Johto with Liam taking death number 1. Was almost done with the TP, was at 90%, had a few more pests, had 1 Bison, and just got hit. And not only that, but Gruggy now also at 1 death. Johto in the lead by 5 minutes, and a whole stage TP. The problem?
Ooh.
Oh, the problem is that's gone. I was going to say lack of movement speed, but the larva kind of like redirects the targeting from the drones to him. And now everyone has 1 death, which is looking a little bit better. Oh. Okay, everyone doesn't have 1 death. Everyone on the right side of the screen has 1 death. The left side has 2. 0 movement Johto. And triple Mocha JD. And the one racer right now that I'm feeling is looking pretty good. That's going to have to be Gruggy. I mean, Gruggy just has, what? The 1 death, has a hoof, has an energy drink, doesn't have any mochas. Oh wait, no, does have a mocha. Has the most speed. Wait, Gruggy doesn't have a feather. I don't know. Who do I cheer for? Or not cheer, but who do I think's got the advantage? This is a terrifying run. Does Gruggy have crowbar? No. Liam does, though. Liam's movement speed is 1 mocha, though. And picked up a Samarang? Hasn't even activated the TP yet. Can't be thinking about worship unit skips when you still got that to go. Actually giving up the feather. Or the wings for the time being. Maybe just trying to use it for the TP. It's going to grab it back after. Takes a hit from a larva. Was about to take another. Thankfully, just dodges. Siren's Call is not a stage that's very fun when you have no speed. And we actually just saw Johto pull an ATG from an adaptive chest. Took the Samarang over the primordial cubes. But outside of the raw burst of damage from the 2 equipment beacons, I don't know how Johto's going to really handle Mithrix, right? Maybe he can try and pull off a Sawtech. I don't know how Sawtech's going to go at the 21st seed here in the wild card. Oh. Oh, man. Liam's looking rough. 1 hit from death. Almost got hit by his own Diablo. And that larva. Yep, the splash damage from the larva. That's another death. ATG gamed by JD.
Caffeinator over on Johto.
How do you think that's going to do? I mean, 5 fireworks, right? And you have the equipment beacons?
I think it's definitely going to be a lot of his damage for Mithrix, as it is, as it has been for the TPs. But I still think not having a skip is going to hurt him a lot of time.
And in fact, you might as well not even take that, right? Because what are you doing? You're getting your 5 fireworks worth. You've already got your caffeinator, right, as captain?
Yeah.
Right, you're already getting a bunch of fireworks. If you get a couple drones or something, that can get you plenty too. But you could always just have a different equipment. Right, than just having access to 6 caffeinators, which you usually already have it done by like the time you get your next one. If you just spam the caffeinator as much as you can, oh, that's going to be probably death. Nope. Runs away. Just nuke yourself with this. That is true. You could Diablo, if they know how to Diablo skip. JD just typed in the chat, bad routing. I mean, I don't hate JD's build. From all the routing and stuff that we've seen from him. From Bernie Sanders up on the top left. Right, has a crowbar, has at least 1 AP round. It's got the sticky and ATG, a little bit of a proc chain in that. Has the double gasoline. At least has the wings.
On Johto.
Yeah. Right, JD is probably thinking I'm the only person with 2 deaths. Everyone else is having a Giga run. Because the items have been really good, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think if played properly, they could get a little bit more movement speed and go in for some crowbars and just have a quick run. Right, that's a strategy we'll see up in the higher ranks a lot of the time, but eventually, right, at some point, they're going to have to face off someone who's doing something like that, but maybe not the most comfortable yet. As JD picks up a Caffeinator over the wings. Oh, I see. There's a drone. You can just give the Caffeinator to a drone. That's huge. If you're Johto, you could have just done that. Gruggy might have to cope to Has movement speed. Gruggy has the most speed. At 6 health. 7 health. Is probably going to die. And if you die if you're Gruggy in midair with the wings, you better hope it's a quick fall. Because you only get 5 seconds of invincibility. Bad things can happen.
Are you going over to Shrine of the Woods to heal up?
Ooh, okay, okay. I wonder when the last time I actually used the Shrine of the Woods was. Like outside of stage 1. How about for you, Cheese? When's the last time? Oh!
Probably a good while ago. Also, Johto out here going into a squid polyp printer.
Okay. It's really committed to the bit. What is that? 4 polyps? You don't need any more than 4. Any more than 4, and they just push Mithrix too far away. But that does give you something, right? You don't want to lose your last feather. Still has at least 1. That could protect you. For like phase 1, if you never have a feather, you can just get a bunch of polyps, and then Mithrix like can't really reach you that well. That will also clear out the stage 2 TP pretty well. But this is a full-on Caffeinator build that we're seeing from Johto. It's a solution, maybe not the fastest. I definitely would say it's a safe TP event though.
For sure.
Right, crowds and enemies will not be a problem. You know who is struggling with crowds right now? Gruggy. Which is kind of surprising, given the 3 gasoline. There's just so many enemies, and Gruggy's like borderline in Cope land. I guess from the no healing. Right, already passed through the Lepton Daisy healing threshold. Not going to be able to get that. Just kind of has to hope that the Diablos land.
Ooh, and a +5.
Yeah. And it really, really sucks, right? When you're doing Eclipse 8 with this racing, right? You die, and you come back to life, but you're only at half health. And if you have no healing, it's not going back to full, right? You're only half the potential. It's so easy to double death. And in a situation like this, right, where some of the racers just think to themselves, dang it, I give up, I'll just come back to the next loadout. I'll just go back in the next race. There's no more next race. This is it. There's 1 loadout after this one. Only a 2 loadout race here in the wildcard round. As Johto is getting out the squid turrets, fighting the Zai construct. This is actually kind of good. This is really doing it, right? Clearing out the enemies. There's nothing around because of the polyps. They shoot fast, right? They're no joke. I'll give them that. Zai construct on Diablo Captain. I mean, I've had runs with this amount of speed on Diablo Captain. They pop out and it's 7 deaths, right? We'll see what JD can do. But call it a meme all you want. In the moment, for now at least. If you know your Diablo timings as Johto, you still have 3 crowbars. You still have some crit. You still have AP rounds. You can just get those down and use the fireworks and squids for phase 2. Maybe you don't have to spam it that much though. You want to have a little bit of money left over. Oh god, there goes the watch. And there goes a death for JD, who right about now would be dying for a situation that Johto has. Johto at 3 deaths right now. Wait, Liam got a Void Larva. Was that on stage 4?
I didn't even notice it.
I think it is. Unless there was a Teddy block, but no Teddies. There's definitely a Larva on stage 4. So that's an extra life that Liam's going to have. That's going to be a Plasma Shrimp. That's step number 4, by the way, for JD. Really just struggling with the TP, but I mean, if Liam dies, the bad and ugly part is Void crit, is Void banned. The good news is, Plasma Shrimp. If you were Liam right about now, you'd be really wishing that you had your hands on a teddy bear. Death number 5 now for JD. JD, the favorite walking into this. JD with the highest competitive rate out of any racer here in the wild card. I think finished over half of his runs within 40 minutes of first place. Right, this time around, right, as death number 6 pops in, Xi constructs again on Captain with Diablo. They're horrible. They're one of the worst things you could possibly deal with in this game. This is like my greatest fear right here. At least there's a feather, but really low movement speed. Captain. Xi, I mean, doesn't get much worse than this.
For sure, it's definitely gonna be a struggle here.
Yeah. Speaking of struggles, we actually see Johto getting to the moon now, the first one to do so, at 3 deaths, which is 1 behind Liam, but that's about to change. Right, we see Liam really struggling with these eyes. Has the wings, might be able to speed shoot. No, it doesn't have any equipment beacons anymore. Yeah, there's another death for JD. Now at 7. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I mean, that firework build, probably not like a speedrunner strat or something that's going to get you a win if you're like top 4 seed, like top 10. If this was round 2, if this was the semis, I don't see it getting the first place, but it's definitely a safe solution.
For sure. And honestly, with how far ahead he seems to be right now, I don't even think Poe's going to be too much of a problem for him.
Well, you got to get some money first. Lara used, by the way, for Liam. Now has Void crit, which is going to be able to at least help clear the TP, kind of. Has Zoea lost the cores, though. And aside from sparing 5 minutes, which, I mean, 5 minutes is a lot of time, to be fair. I guess got Needle Tick. Right, but there goes the fuel cell. And
another death up on jdkrufhdkr. It's 8.
Jeez. That's not fun. I think that was a question mark roll for Gruggy. Ended up finding the backup. It gets a tougher time. I feel like that would be really cool of a find if you're Gruggy, getting a tougher times. If you had the Void Larva. It's crazy that there was a bear printer right next to TP. Liam was that close to getting safer spaces. Oh man. That was a suicide death on Liam. Nuked himself. Oh man. Oh no. Gruggy finding another watch, getting a bunch of stuff, getting prepared for this TP, does not want to die. Right, Johto's only at 3 deaths right now. If Gruggy dies a few more times, who knows how many more times Johto will die with those feathers? Right, if Johto knows his Diablo timings, this will be a really easy Mithrix fight, I think. And Gruggy starts TP, and it's the worst nightmare. Right, you're always thinking, I think it's a 2 in 5 chance you end up getting Grandparent. Oh, look at the speed shoot on Gruggy, though. You want to be able to have more wings. Oh,
Gruggy
launches are gone.
Really close to a +5 here.
We'll see what Gruggy decides to do. Maybe he wants to try and heal up a little bit. You do have Leeching Seed. How much health could you get per second if you were like the best speed shooter in the world with 1 Leeching Seed? I'm curious. Gruggy's going in for it. Look at that. It's like 3 health, like 10 health per second. Oh, loses it all back. Leeching Seed keeping Gruggy alive at this point. Has to fall back again. Liam's at least done with TP. Liam in the nice forest green captain shade. These were the colors that were the least desirable. I actually started from the number 1 seed and worked my way down. There was a list of 23 colors to choose from. And this is what was left. I think when it got down to gruggy, it was either brown or just like a darker normal shade. I think it looks good. I think
No, for sure.
Good. Jodo's actually in a yellow. You can't tell. Kind of looks like a greenish line. It's actually pretty.
Seems to be a bit more noticeable on the beacon, but like that's honestly about it.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Like on his beacon.
Oh yeah,
Like
the yellow.
It's a bit more noticeable that it's yellow, but on everything.
I mean, the
else,
caffeinator is like a lime. Oh, it's
Yeah.
making me think of Baja Blast. I can go for one right now. Look at that. It's the 20th year anniversary. Like how all the different beacons are different colors.
Mm-hmm.
We got JD in like the candy apple red as oh god, Gruggy takes another death. Now at 5. It could be a lot worse for Gruggy, right? JD took a total of 9 deaths up to this point. And this race does go through all the way to 3rd place, right? There's no 40-minute mercy rule, as Jodo takes death number 4, right? So these racers here need to stand firm, need to hold on, because it could be like 2 people on a death leap, and one of them just like ends up conceding, right? When they could have had it, when they could have had a point. There's a large chest like embedded in the ground. Oh, it's just the guillotine. I'm trying to think, I mean, these are really, really nice items for going fast. There hasn't been like a cop-out, like Giga cop-out item that we've seen. Right, there hasn't been any, like, Behemoth or some Giga AoE item. We didn't see spare drone parts. Right, there was
Another
empathy
plus
cores.
5 on Liam as he was going out too.
Yeah, I just noticed that. The oh jeez. Okay, he uses it once and then has another charge set up. I ended up getting Faku'd. Trying to wing up.
on the Mythics right here.
Oh, Jodo knows those Diablos. Look at that, look at that, look at that. We'll see. You wanna... Oh,
Ooh,
okay,
but
definitely
messed
didn't. Yeah. Walked a little bit too far forward and we'll have to do what he can. Yeah, that's a good point. Liam's actually not sprinting with the wings. You want to do that. You always want to make sure you have the little carrot. If you have a carrot in front of you instead of like a giant circle or literally anything else, that's how you know you've got it good. That's how you know you're moving. Like, how much does sprinting give you? Is it like 30% faster or is it 50%? I forget. It's a decent boost. And you always want to have it, right? Probably wouldn't have to be down here and waiting all this time. Gruggy actually charged the TP underneath. Went for a good old cope strat. Why are there no polyps spawning on Jodo?
I'm
Up there they
not
are.
too
It was probably
sure.
too far behind or something. There we go. It's polyp time. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. They all died to a shockwave or something. Mithrix will go there. And yeah, he's not getting anywhere close to Jodo. And kind of like a safety net more than anything. But it might actually slow him down a little bit.
Liam just one-shot phase 1.
Oh my god, I just realized. Yeah, Liam knows his timings. He did his practice. Maybe he watched the cap vid or something. That's awesome. Liam came prepared today. The one person that had like 15% of the gamble or believers on the fantasy board Liam doesn't know how to sprint while using wings, but does know Diablo timings. Look at that. Now just has to deal with phase 2. But I think Johto will have the easiest time of phase 2. Johto now also in phase 2. Both racers at the exact same time here.
Ooh, Liam really low, +5 here.
I think Johto doesn't know that the fireworks won't target something if they don't see anything. It's like vision. You need line of sight.
Not appearing, so.
Oh, that's a death. That's a death for Liam now. That 5 deaths. Speed shooting is Gruggy down the bottom right, taking down the Gatekeeper. Look at that. All sorts of racers knowing different little techs of various degrees. Whether it be Gruggy with the speed shoot, Liam with the Diablo times. I just wonder, like, how much easier would this run have been for these racers if they just kept the Myrden?
I for sure feel like there would have been a lot less +5s here.
Yeah.
Especially because they would have had watches more often.
And Johto actually not going for the phase 3 skip. We'll see if Liam can pull it off. Liam is 1 death behind Johto, right? Would be 2 deaths behind if not for the Void Larva. But if Liam can land this with 5 crowbars, if he gets the setup right, doesn't have the cores anymore, has a Reaver instead, but you can just instantly one-shot Mithrix and win this run. And maybe get bonus points depending on how Johto plays out. Nope, doesn't get it. We'll now have to do phase 3. We're looking at the some of the soups here. There's a shuriken soup. Gruggy goes for 1. As all 4 racers are currently on the moon here. Johto's almost done with the fight. These fireworks and polyps have been insane.
For sure, it is very good damage for Johto.
Oh yeah, for what it's worth, I mean, it's also a phase 4, not necessarily a phase 4 skip, but it's going to make phase 4 super easy. With all the polyps, Mithrix is instantly going to die. So Johto's is gonna be able to escape with only 4 deaths, and if Johto does not die, we'll win this run. Loadout number 1 is this close to going to Johto, and unless there's some grubbing, which is pretty hard to pull off, Johto is going to be crowned Loadout number 1 champion. Wow. And right as we speak of that, JD at the soups takes another death from some exploders coming by. Everyone doubted. And I think, you know, from an elitist standpoint, right, or not elitist, but from a meta standpoint, this run could have been a 20-something, a 30-something. But when you take away some confidence from people, and you want to just go for a safe route, this is a safe build. This is a safe setup.
Also, a pizza +5 over on Liam.
Oh, man. Yeah, we got to kind of think about second place here. As JD's at 10 deaths now, does have the potential to one-shot Mithrix with 4 crowbars, 2 AP rounds, 1 of each band, right? Could be pretty good on that. Nice shot, nicely done is Gruggy, which again, I was saying earlier, does know the timings, but does not get the one-shot. Again, does not, only had 2 crowbars. Up against a Mithrix that's at like 44, 45 minutes real time. Yet another death for Liam, by the way, in another, and sort of a death loop, which is something that JD needs right now. JD needs Liam to death loop in order to have a good shot of being able to get in 3rd place. Oh my god. Yeah.
Looking really good for Gruggy getting 2nd now.
Yeah, Gruggy's looking pretty good for 2nd place. Will there be a denial of bonus points? Gruggy will need to win in 5 minutes. Right, Johto and Liam were head-to-head. All it took was just a little bit of timing knowledge for phase 3, know the setup, and Mithrix would have been dead. Right, no more crowbar damage. Now stuck in Wing Prison. Thankfully, the Microbots take out the shockwave of all projectiles, but now dealing with another Pizza takes another death. Being in air during Pizza is, like, super dangerous. But also being on the ground with a bunch of ads is super dangerous. It's kind of hard trying to like balance it out. So we see yet another death, all the way up to 12 deaths. The timing is down for JD, by the way. Perfectly timed, perfectly handled, is already on phase 2. And that's a 65-30 time, 35 time for Johto here. We'll actually check this out as we take Johto off screen. There we go. Take a look at this. Boom. Times. I got this up now. So let's see. Johto's time is a 65-35. Well done. We'll actually, whenever ready, yeah, just get the message. Yeah, okay, cool. Whenever ready, refs, you can go ahead and bring Johto in if you want, so we can do
we got the build.
There he is.
We got the build.
All right, Johto.
That felt really good, minus the lack of speed. That was fun.
So, movement speed. There was
a Mocha printer on stage 2, I know that. But I didn't see any other speed.
There was on stage 3 both a hoof and an energy drink. And the only one to get that was, I believe...
It was
Gruggy.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But you did really well, despite the 4
I'm
deaths.
loving that run. That was a really fun run.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about it. What were some of the things that... or decisions you made and why?
That stage 2, that firework printer, I knew I could go into that with the black hole because it would solve my AoE problem that I had, especially with the fact that I had a gas. And I was running, I had double resupply, so it's 2 interactables you get for free 6 times. Plus, the cube is really good with that. Then, after I printed the fireworks, there was the empathy core printer that I was praying for the Myrdern or the boss drop to happen, and it did happen. So that was...
Yeah.
That was empathy cores, and then stage 5, there was the squid polyp printer, which is allies for empathy cores, on top of going with the fireworks plus the caffeinator I got from the equipment barrel up spawn.
Yeah, so how much do you think that helped out your run with the extra AoE?
Pillars were incredibly easy because of the firework printer plus pull-up and, yeah, the build.
I mean, there was a couple deaths that happened, but I think there was like the one death on stage, yeah, like on the soul pillars. But right, not too bad. Only had 4 deaths overall and finished at a 65-35. The second closest to you right now is at 73 minutes, and that would be Gruggy, who's
awesome.
on
I'm feeling really good.
phase 3 right now. And then we got JD at about 110, making it over to the ship now. So nobody else went for the fireworks. No one else went for the squid polyp. I think this run could have easily been like a 30-something rush to the Mithrix, but if you want a safe option and you know what's going on, I think the build you had was really good, made a huge difference, and ultimately brought you the win here and potentially double bonus points. Now it's
that feels really good.
That's gonna be a double bonus there for you.
Oh my! That's awesome.
Well done. Oh, JD got the phase 3 and 4 skip. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. I wasn't paying attention, but that's huge for JD. Now only at 12 deaths. Gruggy's at 5, but that does put JD in front of Liam, who just finished up the fight as well, by 4 entire +5s. So that's huge.
I'm gonna grab myself a drink real quick.
All right, all good. Congratulations. All right. So that was huge. I think Diablo timings were a huge part. JD had that down. JD, really struggled with getting to the Mithrix fight, but outside of that, right, not too many deaths. Oh, now it's 6. So Gruggy's got some thinking to do. I do know that Gruggy knows a little bit about Diablo timings. We'll see about the phase 3. It's gonna look a little close. Oh my god, it's almost in there. It's so close, just a few seconds off. That's gonna be 108.39 for JD. Oops. We'll go ahead and get those times in there.
Ooh, Liam just grugged. I mean, not grugged.
Grugged? What does it mean to grug? Can you tell me?
I'd assumed a crash.
Okay. Yeah. So 108.39 is the time for Gruggy to beat here. Gruggy's at 8104. Doesn't appear to know the Diablo timing too well. You want to be able to put that Diablo in the center during the 5th slice, to my knowledge.
I do believe that he hit it on this one. He could be about a half second
Oh,
off,
yeah.
but
Could be it. Could be it.
Really close.
Oh,
Yep.
wow, look at that. But again, without much damage, right? Didn't have ice bands up and ready. Only really has some crit and a couple AP rounds. Outside of that, not doing too much for the Diablo landings. Is that a teddy bear block? Regardless, 136.01 for Liam here. We'll pull this up on the we'll get the Grug cam going live.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah. No.
Tell us about the. How's it going, JD?
Well, the Mithrix fight was pretty good, other than phase 2.
Yeah, that was a really good phase 3 skip. I wasn't even looking. I was talking to Jodo for a few seconds, and then chat's telling me, hey, JD just like absolutely wrecked it, and you also one-shot phase 1. You had a really good setup for that. Tell us, what were a couple of the things that you felt you were missing for that one?
Would have liked more speed. I think in retrospect I should have just gone all into the mochas.
Into the Mocha printer. Yeah, there was that as an option to give up a lot of damage for that though, but I guess a lot more damage came later on.
Yeah.
Gruggy just did a lot of damage in one hit. I think he got a ATG off the Diablo there.
Was that it? I wasn't looking. I was getting.
Even Gruggy's confused. He said one in his chat. Ooh, but a +5.
Oh yeah, the empathy cores. Gotta look out if you're Gruggy. 2 more deaths and you end up getting in 3rd place and eating another shuriken. The shuriken that Gruggy printed before the Mithrix fight. Kind of biting back a little bit there.
So
the cores
did
come
everyone
back
go
as
into
well.
the empathy cores?
Everyone went into
Yes.
empathy cores. I feel like it in some ways is kind of an okayish choice, but it's a gamble, right? Because that was the only healing at that point in the run. And
Yeah, I think it was a misplay.
outside of a Lepton Daisy and a Leeching Seed, was the only healing found throughout the entire run.
Wow.
I had a monster too.
Oh, right, that is a healing item. Forgot. Sorry, my bad. That's incorrected. Gruggy's making another ship. You gotta be careful if you're Gruggy. If you get hit by like one of those slices, you could die. And then that's another death, and then if you grub, right, you only spawn at half health, there's no healing. Except for the Lepton. The Lepton might be a huge value for Gruggy, potentially. 8907 currently.
Come on, Gruggy.
So yeah, really good Diablo timings. Really good, like, single target setup. You had one of the better setups outside of lacking movement speed. There was a hoof and a energy drink on stage 3. The only racer to find those was Gruggy.
That would have been nice.
We'll go ahead and ask, what were some of the other things you would say that kind of helped you out through the run? Or better yet, better question, tell us about stage 5.
Ooh. Yeah. That was a stage. I was hoping for anything other than Z Construct.
Yeah, and it's only a 1 in 5 chance that you get Zeiss as the TP boss draw. Like, it's like 21% or something. If you don't have overloading worms. So it was very unlikely of a scenario, but when you have Diablo Captain, at least you had the feather, but just lack of movement speed. You need some speed, or you kind of get wrecked by that. And, well, everyone certainly felt it, except for Jodo, who went for a Squid Polyp setup with the Caffeinator.
I was thinking about that.
Really?
I
Okay.
I gave the caffeinator to the drone.
I went into the fireworks printer, JDK, and I printed 5 of them. I printed 4 feathers on stage 4, or at stage 2. And then I saved a feather on the ground from a tri-shot and instead printed like 5 polyps out of it.
I think the fireworks, it was tempting.
They saved my life
forgot.
so many times.
Yeah, I would have grabbed one if I remembered that it existed. I should have gone more feathers, but didn't see the scrapper until too late.
Jeez. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and announce points at this point as we see all the times are in for that captain loadout. Let's see. Oh, I see Gruggy's in here. Gruggy, would you like to tell us a few things about your run?
It was fine. I mean, I'm happy I found some speed at least. Decent AoE. I just ran into the problem with no healing. If you saw,
Yeah,
I was
I
was going to that wood shrine.
the wood shrine on stage 4 to get a little bit of healing. That was insane. Sad that didn't end too well for you there. But
No, I wish I had at least like one slug.
yeah, everyone did. There was no healing, and the thing is, everyone gave up the Myra urn they had for empathy cores on stage 2. Right,
Yeah.
it was a full-on Raymond Daniels no healing challenge outside of a leeching seed and a monster tooth. But I think that challenge actually had more healing than what you had. So, congratulations for making it through with what you had and what you were able to pull off, Gruggy. You were not able to deny any bonus points, but you did get in second place, having
Wow.
sneaked by stage 5. That was a good play by going underneath the bridge to get some TP
nice.
charge in. And just having a few close calls and pulling through stage 2, hiding behind the wall and using the gravity orbs from the primordial cube, being able to hold off the enemies and just coming back, not dying there, right? Didn't manage to out-die JD, who did finish faster than you, but had 2 extra deaths. Or 3, one of those 2. So well done on that.
That's closer than I expected.
JD, you ended up getting in third. You had a few deaths less than Liam. Liam had a really, really good run. Was doing pretty well, had a nice setup, but just wasn't able to get the Phase 3 Diablo timing down, and took a ton of deaths there as a result. So Liam ended up getting in 4th place there.
I'm amazed I got that HDG off the Diablo there.
Yeah, that was insane. I wasn't looking, but Cheese was cheering you on, man. That was clutch.
That's
That
the
ATG
second time that's happened.
Yeah.
Remember, like the last time I did with the headset.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so that's gonna be huge for you. We'll go ahead and hand out the points though. We'll go ahead and get the standings down, as I need to do that. There's the standings. JD coming in with a point. Sorry, I don't have this automatic. I don't have a whole website behind the scenes or anything. Jodo getting double bonus is looking really
so happy
safe
I
for
do
being
not
able to
like
make it to the
Loader.
next round. And
Don't
then,
like Loader, man.
yeah,
Thunder Slam.
Gruggy coming in with 2, but we got Thunder Slam Loader coming up next. So it's still anyone's game. Remember, the top 2 racers proceed, so even if you don't make it in first, you can still fight for second. Is there anything else I need to do? Oh, yes, the loadout. Let me go ahead and update that. And then I will post a message in the group chat when you can start loadout too. But until then, I'm going to send you back to your booths. Good
So,
luck to you all.
Are the standings on the stream right now?
Yes.
I assume?
Yes.
Okay. Can you put the standings in the wildcard chat? So can see
I will
what
have a ref
they
do
are?
that for you.
Okay.
Thank
Cheese,
you.
if you want to get on it.
Thanks.
Yep.
Okay, cool. We'll send you back over. Good luck, everyone, and may the best Thunder Slam win. Okay, I'm gonna move you over. Get out of here. I have so many different options. Get out of here. And go. Okay. So we're actually gonna have our next caster come in. We're getting it's referee day here in the wildcard round chat. I hope you've been enjoying these races, we're actually going to be having Breach join in and kind of swap out with Cheese. Cheese, thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thanks for having me.
And good luck. Hope to have you on in the future. It was a lot of fun.
All right.
All right. And Cheese is refereed for us now. I'm going to introduce us to Breach. Breach, another one of our referees, did a lot of the later loadouts, all the way from Alaska. Welcome on in.
Hello.
So, we've got Thunderslam Loader.
Hope our racers have Underslam enabled.
Yes, yeah. We do have, so in case you were wondering, first off, chat, we do have Verdant Falls in the map rotation now. We will be seeing that this race loadout. But with Charged Punch, with the Spiked Fist, with Thunderslam, we also have a mod that makes Thunderslam a much more reasonable and tolerable skill. As for this race here, before we begin, I'd like to point out, hi YouTube, I hope you've been enjoying this race so far. I've been greatly enjoying the hosting league myself, however it's cost me a lot of time and resources to make it the best product that I can put out there. Whether you've been enjoying the videos here or have enjoyed watching the content live on Twitch, I would highly consider checking out the donation link in the description below. Half the money will be going to the prize pool for the racers, which at the time of this is sitting at around $560. If just 8 viewers gave $10, we would pass the 600 mark, which would be huge for not only the racers in this tourney, but for the future of this channel. I, along with the rest of the racers, thank you for watching this content, and thank you for your consideration. Now, on the loadout 2. I think we can begin. Cheese, if you want to go ahead and let the racers know. Oh, I can actually. Yo, thank you so much. Who was that? I didn't see it pop up. Appreciate the donation. I scrolled down for just a second as we're beginning loadout 2.
Yeah, almost every racer's getting right into it.
Oh yeah. So here we are in the nice, bright, foggy Verdant Falls. There was a petition to enable the post-processing mod, but I mean, what's a Verdant Falls without the Giga Fog? Am I right? It's a part of the challenge. You got to find the chests.
Yeah, honestly, it is not too bad to play with. So
yeah, it's all right. So we got loader. I don't think we've seen many loaders from any of these racers. From your time reffing, do you recall seeing anyone doing some loading?
I've seen maybe 1 or 2 loaders before, but it's definitely one of my least seen characters.
Yeah, I think we saw a bunch on week 4, but that was about it. I think I saw JD pull off a pretty good loader that almost qualified. I forget. Had like one stage or a mishap during the Metrics fight, but aside from that, I think JD probably has one of the better loaders out there.
We see a backup mag on the bottom left with a gas printer as well.
Oh wow, yeah, down on Jodo, that's gonna be nice. There's also a Bungus. I don't think they're gonna go into that, but just knowing the lack of healing from last loadout, hopefully it doesn't haunt them too bad. As we see Beetle Queen.
JDK getting right into the TP.
Yeah, look at that.
He has a watch and an APR.
Yeah, pretty good damage. Hopefully you don't want to lose that watch. Scrap Barrier is helpful if you don't have any healing. Do we know if there's the large chest that's guaranteed on this stage, or did they get the scrapper?
Yeah, we just see Gruggy at the bottom right pinging the large chest.
Okay, large chest. I feel like that's something everyone wants to go for. Right, out of all the large chests, right next to TP, that's going to be the one everyone gets if they do go to loot it up.
And speaking of right next to TP, there's a crowbar and a multi-shop right next to TP.
Ooh, yeah, I see Jodo actually has that. Along with the ukulele in the back of mag. I'm really liking Jodo's setup right now. It's got
Jodo definitely has the most diverse build right now.
The only one with a back of mag as well. If none of the other racers find that, that could be a huge time loss. For Gruggy, though, has a repulsion armor plate, probably getting to have the easiest and safest TP fight. Right? We see that the director opted to spawn Blazing Wisps as the post spawn after the TP. So some of the other racers might not be so lucky and might take a few hits from those. Might need to hide a little more. Gruggy should be a-okay. There's a lot of monster logs.
Yeah. You can see JDK not having enough money for the large chest.
Oh, really?
Has deposits right up there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would be upset too. Or not so much upset, but...
Oh, I see
It's
what he
down to
was. He took the
$17.
war banner instead of crowbar out of the multi-shot.
Oh, mistake. And remember, JD only has 1 point right now. He needs to get in at least second place in order to move on to the next round. Right, so the biggest concern for JD is Liam and Gruggy. Especially Gruggy. You want to beat Gruggy. If Johto takes first place, whatever. But being down a crowbar, your initial first Giga Punch is only doing like half as much damage. Right, so those Titans, those Elder Lemurians, Brass Contraptions, right, might not be dying in one hit anymore. Which is a huge impact, right? Also saw a backup mag. Oh, doesn't just have enough money, though, to get it. There we go. That's going to be nice. Well, some pretty good movement there. Gets all the way to the TP, and is actually going to be the first one yet again to make it to stage 2. Which will be a Phalian. Ooh.
Adaptive chest right next to the spawn on Aphelion.
That could be good.
See some racers going with that.
Hey, look, there's another yellow prince from Aphelion Sanctuary. Look how good it is. It's a planet.
Yeah. Good healing. And we have a crowbar printer on the stage as well, and a backup mag printer.
Oh, and immediately JD is feeling pretty good. It's like, okay, well, I might have lost my crowbar, but I can get it right back, right? If I just find a scrapper, I can get rid of this war banner. Unless I really want to move 30% faster, knuckle move 30% faster. Right, that's going to be a good thing to have.
And we see shipping request form as the large chest drop, and a focus crystal on Gruggy.
Okay. Let's see what the form gives. We see over on Johto's screen it gives an energy drink. I don't know what the other option was, but that's okay, I guess. Maybe for like movement during pizza, I think a drink is nice to have. It definitely helps a bit for just, you know, fine dodging, small movement, micro dodging, I think they call it. But aside from that, I mean, getting from point A to point B, your loader, you've got Charge Gauntlet. Movement shouldn't be a problem. JD getting that crowbar. Still has the war banner though. What did JD lose
I
for
think
that?
he ended up losing. I actually don't know what he lost there.
Liam, the last one to get to stage 2. Liam needs to at least get in second place to maybe have a chance at getting a tiebreaker here. The stun grenade? Oh, that's okay. I believe that.
Oh yeah, no, it was a.
Ooh, Rusty Key, bottom right. Gruggy is gonna get Shuriken.
A shuriken.
Yeah, that's okay. Right, we gotta keep in mind this is a loadout whose par is like 24-23 minutes. Right, maybe no guaranteed bans with the pylon or anything like that, but really makes you think is like every second that you're looting, you want to get really good stuff or you just want to keep going from TP to TP. And I think that's one thing that JD is kind of used to dealing with. But you don't want to get too stressed out at the same time. Right? If this was up against like Zinc and Cap and all of them, I would say par. Oh geez, almost losing a watch there. There is a Wungus. That's gonna be nice.
Yeah, there's also a scrapper right next to TP.
Ooh, that's gonna be good too. Forget more crowbars and backup mags. I would say if you finish at about 40 minutes. Oh god, that Glacial Lemurian, and now you gotta run out. Having lost the watch, JD almost dying. Thankfully did not get bit in the 1-2 combo. Gruggy hasn't activated TP yet. Oh, I think Gruggy's thinking about just like stocking up on crowbars. And maybe like one backup mag. I wonder what the setup's going to be. I go for
Looks
another.
like it might
yeah,
be 2 and 2.
2
here.
and 2. That's not a bad idea. But a few would be good. If you're groggy right now, I mean, that's a one-shot on the Vagrant. I think at such a low position and such a low elo, I think the number one thing for all these racers isn't as much about going fast, but going at a moderate pace and not dying.
Yeah, staying alive is definitely the best thing you can do
Yeah.
in this race here.
Right, that's how Jodo was able to have such a good run. I mean, also finished first. A lot of times you'll find if you just try not to die, you keep your watches more, than if you keep your watches, like, you just have a lot more survivability, because everything's dying, and... Well, we'll see if this teleport spike is good enough for Jodo. Oh, I think the Vagrant was still underneath.
Yeah, it was underneath when it started the glue.
That could have been bad. Just gotta be careful for the Vagrant part 2, as it's gonna go for its second gloop. There we go. Gets it clean enough. First one, or second one done with the TP. It's another shipping request form. So we're actually going to be seeing JD, who did not get a shipping request form on stage 1, is going to be one behind. I guess Gruggy and JD, for that matter, will be one form behind the others, right? I think there's going to be like an energy drink and a question mark, and then something else. Jodo and Liam, however, will get completely different items and are one ahead in the cycle. Yo, Luma, thank you so much for the raid. Hope you're doing well. Here goes the punch, the Giga Gruggy punch. Is it a success?
Grapple?
that's
No. The
pretty
grapple
okay.
did not take away from the crowbar damage.
It is something you have to look out for. If you have a ton of crowbars, you gotta be careful losing damage. Now, Gruggy needs to be careful and needs to punch away from the Vagrant. Yeah, like that. And then needs to grapple super far. Yeah, Gruggy knows what's up. Got away from the glute. He's now gonna get into it.
So JDK picking up a key, you'll see that there's a shuriken in it when he gets to it.
Oh yeah, did anyone get double key? Anyone 2 keys deep? Keys are seated, by the way, chat, in case you were wondering. So the first key which was found on stage 2 for a lot of these racers was shuriken. However, if someone else gets their first rusted lockbox and they open it up, it's also going to be shuriken. If they miss a lockbox, then they miss whatever items inside. So we could see like Spirit Drone parts or Behemoth or Leeching Seed be the second box. But we at least know that JD, if he opens up that rusted box right now on this stage, will be one shuriken deeper.
We
or
have a
richer.
Wisp event on stage 3.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Not really any movement speed. Suddenly that energy drink looking a little bit better for this loadout. And JD needs to be careful. Right, JD does have the wrap. Gruggy has double repulsion, actually, which is going to make this stage a whole lot more easy. And all those Wisps are doing 10 less damage. I think Wisps shooting shotguns of 3. Right, so instead, that's like minus 15 damage if you have one, but minus 30. And suddenly they're doing next to nothing. Yeah, so many elites as well. Oh my god. JD is in a heated situation right now. Again, cannot really afford to die. Already lost a watch, but is the fastest ahead. It's the furthest ahead. Already 20% done with the stage 3 TP. Liam looking at the crowbar printer as well, is taking at least 2, might go for 3, and get a total of 7.
Get a total of 7.
Yeah, look at that. That's huge. It's absolutely chilling. We actually see Gruggy getting the second rusted key. Will be 2 keys deep, assuming he does not scrap any. And is also going to get the Wungus. Oh, that's something JD did not get, was the Wungus. Jodo has 2 of them.
Yeah, it looks
So
like
will
both
Gruggy.
JDK and Liam do not have the Wungus.
Yeah, up to the top side. Continuing the no healing challenge. There's a little disciple as the boss item. Oh boy. Ooh, that's going to be really nice, and it's going to make this a lot faster of a run for some of these racers, right? Suddenly that shipping request form for the energy drink is going to be a lot more value, as everyone gets that as a boss drop. If there's a gun on stage 3, it could be double Disciple, and that could be huge as well. Oh. Think about that with all the crowbars, too. There's going to be the shuriken up in the corner of the map.
Nucleus printer on stage 3 as well.
Jeez, what are these yellow printers? Really, really good. We had a planned yellow printer on stage 2, and now this. Oh, man.
We have a war banner, bustling fungus for the second shipping request form.
That was a bungus and a war banner? That's the 2 options? Yeah. Okay. And is that for someone with double form? Okay. That is really mad. I guess it's a little bit more healing if you really want it. But if you already have like 2 bungus or something, you don't need a third. And there we go. We see the air beginning to burn for Gruggy. All 4 racers now on stage 3, but JD's already done. Is moving on, has a shuriken, has a little disciple, got it, that energy drink from the shipping request form, right? Only having 1, and with this being the first stage of that one, it's taking a moment to breathe here. Not a double family event. Oh, there's a hoof printer right next to TP, or right next to spawn. And suddenly you ask yourself, do you just keep going in? Do you want to get Giga Disciple? I would personally say no. You don't want to like super invest in the speed in Disciple when you're loader and you have like 5 crowbars. Maybe in JD's situation, it would be a little bit more okay with only 2 crowbars and a little bit of crit. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Not the most damage.
But you definitely don't want to lose your backup mags.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as long as you have 1 backup mag, I think you're fine. I can get like more advanced movement that way. I think the crowbars and the crit is something I wouldn't want to give up. Because the movement speed also makes your punches do a tiny bit more damage at least. Oh, that is a lot on Jodo. Jodo, who's in first place with 5 points. Down to 200 health. Jodo has no repulsion armor plates. Is going to have to get through this TP. And, oh no. That's death number 1 for JD. Takes a death. Not sure what from, but was up in the face of the 2 vagrants. It might have been from one of the exploding orbs, might have been from a larva that splash damaged, might have been from a mushroom. I don't think it was a mushroom. Jodo's just taking so many hits. Again, no gasoline, loses a watch, no repulsion armor plates. Oh my god, the only reason why Jodo's alive right now is because of the scrap barrier. And manages to hold on for dear life, is now using the sprint to kill 1 wisp per disciple? I guess they're called disciples, right? Little mini wisps that get shot out with the 4 crowbars. I mean, that's anti-larva right there, right? There's a Genesis sleep on stage 4, but another death happens. Is I think a mushroom shot over there? I don't even know what happened, JD.
Just a mushroom spore.
Oh, I don't even see the spores over there, though.
Yeah, it's hard to see them when they're in the air.
Oh, there's a Void Cradle. It's Void Band. Now, the Racers have no bands right now, so to pick that up is actually not terrible. Assuming no other bands pop up.
And we also saw a Tentabobble on the stage 3 as well. It was on Gruggy. Did not pick it up, though.
I like that idea. I think you want to be able to get rid of your Chronobobbles if you have to. That Grove Tender just giga hosted on Gruggy's screen. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, man. So you gotta think now. If you're JD, you gotta stop the siphoning of deaths, right? Because it's a loadout. You're kind of bouncing around this mushroom. You're staying really, really close to that rock, which you need to stop doing. Because the larva will just hit the rock, and if they hit the rock, the splash damage can just kill you. Just let the disciple do its work. It'll kill 1 larva per mask. That'll be good. There's also a Chronobobble printer. Take the Tentabobble, go all in. Trust me, it's worth. Jodo sees the nucleus. Imagine if Johto takes a defensive nucleus. I feel like if any racer would do it, it would be him. Johto does see a sticky bomb printer though. That is his favorite item, I was told.
Looks like he might be going for the Void Band on Johto.
Second,
he does just run past it.
if you have one shipping request form, the second set of items it gives is a repulsion armor plate. Not bad. I see a tri-tip. And a bunch of kind of not so good items next to this Chant Shrine. There's another Roach. You don't really need that too much. All in on 10 to get Van shorter for the 50-50. There you go. Now we're talking. Oh, Rusted Box found on Gruggy. It's going to be a different item than Shuriken. It's Infusion. Giga Knuckle Booming is Liam still deathless? Oh my god, nearly one-shots, but needs to run away. Doesn't. Oh, loses a watch, but doesn't lose his life.
Broken watch.
Could have been a lot worse. It's only minus 20% damage, not the end of the world. You just don't want to die. You can't let that get to you.
Figure it's on 173 health for Liam.
Oh, jeez. It's about to level up. Okay. It literally leveled up frame 1 after. Those larvae, that is a terrible time. You got to get out of here. Run, run. No.
Oh, that's a +5.
That's a death for Liam right there. Oh, man. You hate to see it. First one of stage 5 is JD. Now there is one outcome or one situation for JD, which is like Giga win percentage going up. Is there's just a really, really, really good thing that's just flat out there on stage 5. JD finds it. JD's already on 5, and could just like start going from TP to TP. And then just hope that the other racers keep leading up stage 4 and don't find anything. That is JD's way out of this. JD also needs to have the deaths stop seeping through, right? JD doesn't have the Wungus, JD doesn't have the Slug. JD got the Infusion, that's the second lockbox item. Right, some of the better loadouts that we see right now would probably be Johto and Gruggy. I kind of like Gruggy's the most with the armor and like the AoE resistance or protection, right? It has the gasoline. Doesn't have the ukulele though. Has a little bit of movement speed, right? 2 hooves, energy drink, a mocha, right? Getting some value off that little disciple. I like Gruggy's build a lot.
We have a pre-spawn Zai on stage 5 that's just chilling out in the middle of the area where the bridge usually spawns in.
So the good news is, if you're one of the racers that has a bunch of crowbars, which would be everyone except JD, I think Liam would probably be able to one-shot that, maybe get at least down to like half health or 2/3, like 1/3, 1/4 health. Let's see what the TP boss is. It's a grandparent. Okay, that's gonna be good for being able to take care of the Zai. Man, there's been a bunch of bungus this run. So what do you think? Right now, who's your favorite to win?
Right now, I think Gruggy is definitely looking like he has the best chances at winning, just off of damage alone. But if JDK is fast enough and Gruggy and Johto +5, then JDK could definitely take second or even first here.
I mean, that's going to be 10 minutes of upkeep. I keep seeing the little Shungites that are kind of yellowish right now. I keep thinking they're alpha constructs. Oh, JD's going to die if he doesn't get out of here. Nope, this is not time to punch. Oh, no.
Yeah,
9 Sun,
that's... Yeah, that's going to be a +5.
Oh, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
if you were going to pull that off, you had to be super quick.
It's a massive uphill battle for JDK now.
I think Liam's still got a good shot.
Yeah,
7
Liam's
crowbars. I mean, that grandparent's immediately going to second phase as soon as it gets punched first time, right? I think if there was a little bit of crit on Liam, that would be huge as well. Oh my god, Gruggy just went for a Mountain Shrine. Suddenly I'm feeling for favorite would be Johto. Or Liam.
Yeah.
Mountain Shrine...
we don't know what the green item could be from Stage 4.
Maybe it could be a Leeching Seed?
Yeah. And speaking of...
Red.
A Dio's and an Ice Band on Gruggy.
Oh, okay. Gruggy's looking really good. I like Gruggy. At this point, that is huge. You have an Ice Band, which, yeah, it's not going to apply your crowbars, but it's every 10 seconds you still have a really powerful punch. And, I mean, right, there's a Focus Crystal. I don't see a Focus Crystal on Johto or on, frankly, anyone else. I don't see 5 backup mags, right? A lot of movement there. The most movement speed for the Disciple. Actually see Johto going for some scrap. It's taking the time to decide what to get rid of. You see 4 Vagrants for Grug?
It was 5.
Oh, 5. Already killed one, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Okay. Cheese must be pogging out of his gourd right now. Seeing this. Oh, Liam actually already destroyed the Xy Construct before the TP even started. So that is -1 obstacle. Okay, Gruggy is just killing it. Do you see this right here?
Yeah,
Just
Gruggy's
getting
movement there
safe,
was pretty
waits
good
10
as well.
seconds. Was hitting multiple Vagrants with 1 punch. Look at this. Okay, only 1 that time. I wanted to play it safe, right? Is thinking ahead. I think that's something that a lot of some of the lower seeded racers weren't really doing that much. Gruggy isn't trying to punch into that wall because if Gruggy doesn't kill one of the Vagrants, suddenly the gloop is going off, right? And you don't want to be right in the midst of combat, right in the midst of the line of sight on the Vagrant with no charge punch to go through. Now, obviously, you do have 4 backup mags that can help, but okay, Gruggy, just hit it. Let me prove my point. There you go. Thinking ahead. It's a Genesis loop. No. Not the most worth it. Johto's actually going for Giga movement speed. It's just going to go for a little Disciple build, which, again, I kind of like that. Right? JD has 3 deaths. Liam has 1. If you're Johto, you just want to be able to maintain your points. I don't think there's a way... Yeah, at best you can be tied, or you get in first place. Or second, right? There's no situation where Johto ends up in second place with a tie. Having gotten double bonus points. That's the one way out already. Johto is secured to make it into the next race.
And by printing the hooves there, it just kind of makes Stage 5 TP a lot easier with dealing with the ads.
First to the moon is JD. I think if JD finds like a really good soup, I think that could be a good play to just try and soup up. You have 3 deaths, but you get good soup. You like find bands or something, right? JD didn't find that band in Stage 4. Didn't get the Gruggy band. Johto got the Gruggy band though. Johto didn't get the extra life.
And we can see a crowbar from the Shorm, double Shorm on the moon. I think that would be the 3rd Shorm.
From double, yeah. Okay, so that's good. It's a little bit of a help. At least it's the biggest help on JD, who had like 7 in hand. Or doesn't have 7, unlike Liam. Oh, did Liam accidentally get rid of the grandparents' crowbar health? I think so.
Yeah, I think he grappled
the Disciple in the grapple.
Oh, it could have been that. And
oh,
he takes a rock, nearly woolies it, gets the goof off.
And that Genesis loop, so clutch. Now Liam needs to hide. And just grapple and keep moving with the grapple using your direction that you're looking to kind of keep it going longer. Gotta be careful. Don't want to end up with a death. Already having 1, right? Liam, 0 points in loadout 1. Needs to come back here. Needs to get at least 2 points. Needs to at least, especially, right, beat Gruggy, if not getting it first. Right, if Liam gets in first place, gets 3 points, and Gruggy doesn't get second, that's a situation for Liam to potentially get a tie-breaking round or just straight up get in.
Mhm.
And could potentially pull it off here. We'll see. As for JD, if JD gets in first here, is looking pretty good. I think is guaranteed to at least have a tiebreak if JD gets in first. Regardless of bonus points. Starts the fight now. Gruggy finds wings. Not a whole lot you can do with those. Ooh, that's a nice punch.
Speaking of equipment, there's only 2 racers other than Gruggy who have equipment. One of them is DML on JDK, and the other one's Cube on Liam.
Okay. I like the DML. I think it's going to be good for... Oh, do I, though? You don't want to lose your crowbars. For, like, your Giga Punches. I personally only use it during, like, after the damage has been dealt in Phase 1 and Phase 3.
Mm-hmm.
Is Phase 2?
Looks like that is JDK.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's smart. A lot of fire damage, a lot of curse overall for Liam, having gone through that gloop and everything. It's another shipping request form. Okay. And takes a death from an overloading bubble from the Shungite, from the Alpha Construct. Takes death number 2. It's really not looking good.
Yeah, definitely looking better for JDK now with Liam's +5 there.
Yeah, JD needs to be careful to not ramp cheese Mithrix.
But it's looking like without the Iceman, it's going to be a slow fight.
Yeah.
For JD.
Let's get into it now, realizing what could end up happening. And it's tough without a feather, right? You got to be careful. Because it's either like, you know, you get off the ramps and try not to cheese Mithrix that way, or you fight him, and I guess you just got to punch him, and then you have your grapple saved up to run away. You don't have the pillars to, like, immediately grapple onto. If you did have the pillars, it's a lot safer, so Phase 3 can be a little bit easier in that regard. How fast is Johto right now? Is that 5 hooves, 2 energy drinks, a red whip? It's done with a TP deathless.
Yeah, Johto also found an Ice Band somewhere.
Yeah, that was the same one Gruggy got, actually. Okay. And then I think didn't have enough money for the Dios is my assumption. I wasn't paying attention.
The Dios was
an AP
in
round.
The underground section, so.
With I think the second or third set of items from 2 shipping request forms. I know Johto has 3 right now, but walked into the stage at 2. Got the same question mark as JD with the DML now. And has a medkit. JD's almost done with Phase 1. I think Phase 2 is going to be really quick. About 3 crowbars, all you really need. Oh my god, what is going on Gruggy's screen? Do you see that? Chilling. Waiting for the grandparent to be done. There we go. We'll see it. See that Grug damage. Tries to get into it and play aggressive, and then ends up actually realizing, oh, probably shouldn't be doing this. And then doesn't have any backup mags to be able to grapple and hold on. Right, ended up wasting all
he needs to charge
earlier.
up a punch and...
Yeah.
Be ready
Careful,
to
it's about to wear off.
Oh,
there's a red item. It's Sentient Meat Hook for Johto with
Sentient
3.
Meat Hook.
Anyone who has 3 shipping request forms is going to get that. That's a Meat Hook, which, honestly, it's... I don't know, you look for soups, maybe, and see if there's a white soup to turn that into something better. You're not really getting much from that.
Yeah, it's not going to be very useful during Mithrix.
I guess, like, if you're struggling with ads in Phase 3... I mean, Phase 2, you probably get like 1 or 2 procs off that at best, being loader.
Yeah, and we do have Johto going to soups.
He's probably thinking exactly about white soup right now. Hopefully he isn't trying to host skip.
He could just be going for a host skip. Yeah.
Come on. Man, this better end well. I think we've seen this many a time where a racer, like, at least check the soups. Yeah, just go for 1 and then go from there. I think that's fine. That's completely fine. Uh-oh. This is exactly what JD needs right now. Is that a white soup? No, it's green. Yeah, this is what JD wants. Just needs Johto to keep trying pillars for another 5 hours. Shuriken's finally found for Liam. I think it's the first recipe that Liam actually had. Liam with 2 deaths going into the moon now. Liam needs at least first place, I think. No, can get away with second place if Johto gets in first. And then Liam gets in second, JD third, and Gruggy fourth. It'll be a 3-way tie. So that's something for Liam hoping for at least a chance. Johto is incredibly close to the Mithrix bubble, is playing with fire. No opals, no safer spaces. JD is glooping and takes a death. That's death number 4. Which is really not good if you're JD, but is exactly good if you're Liam. Not a crit punch for not a crit punch on JD. It's gonna have a long phase 3 here. Right, has an AP round and a focus, but that's about it.
Johto used his DML at the start of the fight and took the crowbar.
Oh yeah, I don't like that. Yeah. It's yet another death. Death number 5. It's starting to go away for JD and any hope for being able to make it into the next round. JD, the most consistent of the 4 racers. Oh god, even accidentally uses Thunder Slam. But has Genesis Loop and deals with some ads. Cannot die again. Needs to get through this pizza. Needs to play the smart. And needs to play it cool. Right, honestly, if I was JD, just go and bung us up a little bit. Oh, that's really good gloop though. I guess in a way, if you're JD, you can just maintain that low health threshold. Maybe get off another Genesis Loop. Oh, come on. The back end of Loader, like 2 pixels in to that pizza. Death number 6 now. And Gruggy, meanwhile, while all 3 racers are dealing with Mithrix in various phases, we got both Liam and Johto in phase 1. JD in phase 3, halfway through, with 6 deaths. Gruggy's still on the planet, just kind of chilling. Oh, death number 1 for Johto.
And Gruggy found a second Ice Band on stage 5, and scrapped as well, so he might be looking for soups.
So what's it looking like right now? Right now, as it stands, with another gloop comes off for JD. I almost wish that there was some sort of proc item. Another death, and JD's just lost it in full tilt. Knows this might be it. Might be the last loadout for JD here in the H0sting Cup. But we see Liam with the Ice Band and a Fire Band. Right, I think there's another band in the soups.
Yeah, probably was soups here.
Yeah, that was the last item that JD got, and now with death number 2 on Johto, or not JD, Liam. Liam is looking good for second place. Gruggy's looking good for first. It's gonna go for soups. It's gonna get either more bands or just gonna have the easiest fight. I think having the safest fight is something you really want to have happen here in this low of a seed and in this low of a kind of skill bracket. Just play it safe, don't die, and don't giga full loot. And you'll usually find the right answer as a death happens to Liam at the last possible second. I don't know if Mithrix leveled up, but just took a little bit too long and ended up taking a death trying to greed the phase 1 finish. Questioning the decision that was made there, but again, not too late, right? Johto only on phase 2 has 2 deaths. Liam could come back, could get in second. Is going to need to deny Gruggy bonus points. That's something to think about as the Greep is looking more and more likely for this loadout. Right, 2 fire bans on Gruggy. There was no red to invest in, sadly, but...
There was a Scorpion and a Brainstalk, but he did choose not to get any.
Was it Scorpion, or was it,
Scorpion.
like, straight up just didn't go for it?
Yeah, he just disregarded it.
Really? Okay. Oh. JD finally done with Phase 3. Has 8 deaths in hand. Do we see any other racer getting close to that? So now, most likely not. Both Liam
Could die
and...
again here.
Oh, yeah. Walked right into that. Liam and JD need Gruggy to not get bonus points. If Gruggy gets bonus points, it's just over straight up. If Gruggy gets in first place, it's also over straight up. Right, so the one racer that they need to just absolutely crumple has a Dios, has 2 fire bands, 2 ice bands, a lot of movement speed, some focus crystals, right? It's going to be a breeze of a fight for Gruggy, and Gruggy's going to get in first place here. Unless... Breach. There is one thing that could happen. What is... Oh, Johto's purposely glooping. I mean, you might as well have a little fun, get some practice. Now it takes death number 4. Right, it's already secured for the next race, having gotten double bonus in loadout 1. Just going full gloop smaxing. Which is hard to pull off when you have Lungus. I think I generally don't try to go for a setup like this. Especially not with just like 1 ice band. If I had proc chain. But there's not really much of a reason to go glooping if you're Johto.
Yeah, it's certainly a questionable decision.
If there was a ukulele, if there was an ATG, right? A lot of reasons to... I guess there's a U, but... Even that's not too good. JD's gonna be the first one done. JD, actually, from Johto throwing, at least might get in... yeah, Johto takes even another death. Strategy really not paying off.
On basically getting himself killed doing these gloop shreds, Liam could play second here.
Oh, Liam most certainly has a really good chance of getting in second place. Would that be at 2 points? As for JD, JD might get in would that be third? No, needs Johto to die 3 more times. Probably unlikely. JD's currently looking at 4th place here as the timer finishes off. We'll see Cheats report the time to in just a moment, but it looks like... So we'll go ahead and get the times out. Actually got a...
And Liam just +5 to pizza.
Oh no.
And he's looking for a face horse skip here.
Cover me, that's another death as well. Right at the last possible second for Liam. Liam looking so good in the run, and then suddenly just crumbles under the pressure. Oh, jeez. And that's exactly what you don't want to happen. So far in, right, needing at least second place to have any chance. Maybe not knowing how good of a run Gruggy's doing. Gets a full-on LMAO in the chat and takes the good portal. Is going to be able to finish off at a 71, 40, like 73-ish run.
Yeah, maybe 72-55 maybe here.
Yeah, we'll see. That would place Liam in front of JD, which would tie them for third. But third doesn't do enough here. Right, they're going to need Gruggy to Giga Throw. I don't even know how you can Giga Throw, like, at all
I
here.
think the only way Gruggy can lose this is Giga Throw on phase 4.
Yeah, I mean, Gruggy's looking at double bonus points right now. Has not even died once.
Hello.
Is almost done with phase 3.
Pokemon in.
Yo! What up, JD?
Oh. You know, that was a run.
Yeah. It had some things. There were a lot of things that you missed from going a little bit of fast. There were some bands. There was a fire band printer or soup on the moon, and then there was an ice band on stage 4, and I believe one on stage 5.
Yeah, any of those would have been really nice. And I also forgot to go into the speed printer.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the run.
Yeah, I mean, really wasn't much. I misplayed early on, and then kind of got in my own head. I'm like, okay, I gotta go fast, and then I turbo inted during the Mithrix fight. I tried the pylon like 3 times and thunderslammed into a shockwave.
Yeah, which surprisingly, that thunderslam shockwave didn't initially kill. It got the gloop active. Saw a little bit of that.
Hey guys.
Hello.
What up, Jodo?
Hi.
I was trying to gloop with the band, to be honest with you. I was trying to get band procs off my gloop.
I saw that, and the
like
thing is the Genesis loop doesn't actually do that much more damage than your punch, if at all. So you would be better off just punching Mithrix. If you had something like ATG that could, like, you know, proc off the ads in phase 3, maybe there was a little bit of a reason, but you took a lot of deaths. It was a lot of throwing away, but despite that, it's looking like you're going to get in second place.
What?
But there will be one racer out of everyone here that will do even more. Will get first place overall, I believe, if not tie Jodo for first. And that is going to be none other than Gruggy, coming in looking like to be a sub 45, performs the Greep, and is going to move on to round 1 alongside Jodo.
I mean, he's going to win the tournament,
so. I'm so glad I did so well during the first run.
Yeah, the double bonus points on the captain was
immense.
Very important.
Immaculate. It was great.
All right.
The godlike Gruggy wins again.
He's going for the Greep. There it is.
Yeah, the Greep.
The Greep is real.
I've been denying it this entire time, but I have to admit, the Greep is real.
It is real. It's a thing, and it happened. Let's take a look at the standings as we update the final bit of the scoreboard. As Liam was able to get in 3rd place, and will tie up JD for 3rd. Congratulations.
GG's.
Jodo came in 2nd there, and then Gruggy. Oops, sorry. Did I just remove 3 points from Jodo? Yeah, it was that bad of a performance. Sorry. No, there you go.
Oh, yeah, I get it. No worries.
Ties Gruggy for 1st place, as Gruggy and Jodo, both with 7, will advance on. Wow. But I just want to say shout out to everyone for racing here today. Thank you so much for participating. We appreciate all of you. Hope to see some of you in the future, even those who get eliminated, right? If it wasn't for you folks, there would be no tournament. We wouldn't have people. So, thank you for coming. And hopefully we can do some more stuff in the future. That's cool.
It was fun.
Yeah, lots of fun. Thanks for putting this on.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank
Is
you
there
all
a
for
tiebreaker
participating.
for
for first place?
1st and 2nd, because
No.
it's highest seed and lowest seed? No? Alright.
No, just top 2 make it through. So the seed that you have, you're stuck with forever. That will not change. However, you both get to move on. The only time we would do a tiebreaker would be the final round.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, congratulations to the 2 of you. Hope to see some more in the future, and get practicing. You'll need it. All right.
Fun game, guys.
Yep.
Very fun.
Thanks for telling.
GG's.
I want one excuse though. I haven't played since the last hosting league match.
Oh, Liam.
So
I had my bets on you, Liam. I thought you were gonna come through, and now I'm looking like a fool.
yeah, maybe
Cool one.
maybe we practice a little.
And we'll see you
Last
next
time
time,
I
though, right?
Yeah.
Of course. All right. Take care. Take care.
Thank you.
Later, guys. Thanks for having me.
See ya, Gruggy. You're gonna win the tournament.
The creep.
Yeah, get the
Alright.
creeping.
We'll move him to the launch pad.